Today I'm flying the CW-21 per request. I've been kind of bullied into flying this thing, and in the long run I actually caved in, and well, here we are. It's what do I say, this thing is a bit busted, and with a bit I mean it is pretty borderline overpowered, and I'm fighting people at 1.0, 2.0, which aren't the most experienced. So all in all, these games were a bit boring most of the time. These are the two most interesting games. This is a 7-kill game with someone I made crash, and the one after that is a 9-kill one. This thing showcased the plane a bit better, whereas the 9-kill is there because it's 9 kills. You know, I'm not gonna skimp out on posting that because I don't have many of those. Only have 4 of those actually, and there's another one coming up relatively soon, flying the TAR-152H, which is also a bit broken. So, you know, they go hand in hand. But right now we're not flying the 152H, we're flying the CW-21. So I'm gonna be focusing on this gameplay for now, and I'm not gonna waste too much time on the other thing anymore. And here I'm just extending, as this thing is very good at it, as long as you do it somewhat vertically, since it's not the fastest plane. And sometimes I like to check planes, say the F4U-1A. It's also borderline overpowered, and it can easily dance around this thing because it's so much more faster. So I like to check if these guys are actually experienced, which helps me with my target prioritization, my planning, so I can kind of think about what I can do. And since he is pretty inexperienced, I can bet on the fact that he's going to be pretty impatient, so me extending a little bit as the Ki-44 gets slowly but surely on my 6. Not too much of a problem, but I want to make sure that that F4U really gets annoyed of me, wants to break off, because I know new players don't really tend to stick around at this altitude for too long, so I'm just waiting for him to break off, and there he goes. Because I don't want to fight the Ki-44, because if I turn right now, the F4U will be there the moment I start the dogfight, and I can't outrun the Ki-44, so it's a bit... I had to make the call there, waiting for him to break off a little bit further so I can actually dogfight him. Even if the F4U turns around right now, he won't be much of a problem. So now I can just turn fight with the Ki-44. I'm just going to pitch up after him, because this engine is absolutely insane. And I outurn him, so he basically has no chance other than running from me. And you can tell right there that I turn into him relatively easily. I'm not even using my flaps yet. He's gonna go straight up, which is gonna bleed all of his speed. Set him on fire, shoot a second burst, set another fire, and at that point it's a Ki-44 with 2 fires. Even if he puts one out, the one that's still burning is gonna reignite that one, so he's gonna burn up, and he does so relatively quickly. And there you can see the scoreboard. I basically have to pull this one back from the dead. It's not too bad, as I have all the altitude in the world, and this thing is very good at energy trapping. It's one of the best energy trappers in the game, as long as people are not above you with more speed, because this thing, even though it does have really good climb rate and really good acceleration, the top speed is relatively low, even for a 2.0. So what happens is people will run away from you, and you will see in the end that even the Ki-61s are going to boom and zoom me, because they have the altitude advantage and they have some speed on me. And when I try to pitch up to get some speed, they can easily extend away. If I have more room, I can climb away from them, because they don't have the climb rate to keep up with that. But if you're low and they're above you, it becomes a bit of a hassle. F4U is target number 1, 2.7, really fast. I don't want to deal with him, he's dead, and these two guys are dogfighting someone, so he shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm more worried about the Ki-44, because he can actually somewhat keep up in the horizontal. Also a video coming up on that thing in the future. I've been flying a lot of low tier, don't get mad. And I'm not going to pull in, because I will probably ram him if I keep that up. I'm just going to dodge his guns there, bait into a loop. He's pulling up to get the shot. I'm pulling the other way, because I have all the energy I need. Put my flaps down, and this turn rate is actually insane. Of course, I turn people with energy as well, so it's a bit a double-edged sword, but not in the negative sense, more in the sense that you can slice through someone and then pull it right back and slice him again. Because this thing is, well, it's slow, but it's basically untouchable. I'm just using my MGs here, the small ones, the 7.7s. Because it's a zero, it's a float zero, and I'm not too worried about him pitching up. I'm not too worried about him doing anything, so I want to take my time and conserve my 50 cal. But he doesn't really want to die, so I got impatient. I did a quick tap at the 50 cals and I set him on fire. And I'm not Yeah, I'm not expecting him to put it out. So I just fly away, and there he goes. The guy crit at the start, crashed as well in the meantime, which is very nice indeed. And now I only have to worry about that Kia 43, and I don't know where the rest of the team is at the moment, and I'm not too sure what they're in yet. So I'm just want to be making sure that I'm looking around at all times. I don't want to get jumped, I don't want to web right now, because I can't, you know, I don't need to. But I have this gut feeling that I will have to. So I'm doing it anyway. I'm gonna burst climb a little bit. I should have climbed steeper here. I should have stayed around 240, but that's really easy to say in retrospect. And there he is, the Kia 61. He's way above me, he has way more energy, he's faster than me, and he can actually turn with me. So I have to be careful of him. There he comes, dodge the guns, and right off the bat I can tell that he's going to be very passive. And he should be, because this thing is very strong. So instead of going for him, I don't want that Kia 43 to go back to base, so I'm going to rush him down. Which at this point of the game was a good decision. The problem is that I'm not too sure what the third one is, and I didn't know that he was as close as he will be. So I'm just going for this Kia 43, because that Kia 61 is going to be passive, and the longer we take, the bigger my advantage becomes, because he keeps losing little bits of energy. Whereas I will easily get all my energy back in a very short time. I don't have to look behind me just now, because the Kia 61 is quite far away. Pilot snipe him, look at the Kia 61. Start turning, he's not following for whatever reason, probably waiting for his teammate. And there he is, the other Kia 61. And at this point I shouldn't have tried to pitch up after him. I was hoping for him to do something stupid, but he didn't do it. I'm just thinking about to myself, can I helicopter him? And I think I probably can, I get a hit, but if I manage to kill him, the other Kia 61 will just swipe in and swat me out of the air. And I'm so used to higher tier props that what I'm doing here is completely wrong. Instead of trying to get some altitude, I could have easily climbed a little bit there and then go to 450 instead of going straight line and getting very little speed in return, because this thing is slow and I'm not used to it, because I'm used to flying faster planes. And so this is a mistake. I should have climbed a little bit, waited for them to get closer, and then maybe level out and get some speed to dodge. But here I'm so captivated by getting speed to dodge them that I'm wasting a lot of energy here. I could have been at their altitude already and maybe try to stall one out, maybe try to do something, but this shallow climb stuff is not gonna work in this plane, and it's basically the detriment. It's almost got me killed. And here again, I'm diving. I don't know why I'm doing it. I know why I'm doing it, but I shouldn't be doing it. Kia 61, I was hoping for him to stick on me so I could dogfight him and then maybe go head on with the second, but they're really just taking their time, and they should. This thing is dumb. You don't want to dogfight it, but there's two of them. Kia 61 turns really well as well, so I do want to be careful here. And I'm kind of thinking I'm dead here. I was kind of certain of it. Trying to dodge his shells, and then while he is busy extending away, I want to pull right into this guy. See what he's doing before I pull up, because if he had turned around as I was not looking, I couldn't have pulled up here. Luckily he didn't do that, and here I start climbing for a little bit, as I should, but I'm not steep enough. I should be climbing way steeper at this point. I should be getting way more altitude and then dive. Well, the sequence is right, but the way I'm executing it is not completely optimal. And you can tell that I'm out accelerating him to that range I'm right now, the speed range I'm right now. But the moment we pass the speed range that I will, cap out at, he will suddenly start catching me. And then my acceleration becomes 0 and his will actually become something. So he will catch me in the long run. And I didn't expect him to turn around that fast, because they kept being very passive. And now I want to spiral him up. I can easily kill him at this point. The problem is that that guy is hanging right above me. And the way he is flying makes it virtually impossible for me to kill the guy I'm dogfighting right now. If I had pitched up right there, the other guy would have been able to easily kill me as I'm basically stalling out. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to go right below them again, hoping to bait the hit to win guy. As he just stuck on me, but he extends away yet again, and I won't be able to kill him. I'm just waiting for that teammate in the horizon to come closer. I'm chasing this guy, but I wanted to keep tabs on the guy on my right, because he will be coming back in. I know he will be. And by the way they're flying, I'm expecting them to not be very aggressive with the head-ons. Turns out they actually are. So that was a bit of a mistake. I was looking at the trajectories, I was really thinking they would start dogfighting me now. But they're really not having it. And they're coming from separate angles, which makes it very hard for me to actually keep this dogfight up. Because by the time I turn away or go head on with one guy, I will get a second on my 6. And when I get the second on my 6, I will have to turn away from him, getting the other guy on my 6 again. So I basically can't do anything. And there comes the I-16, actually saving me. As I will extend for a little bit. Got some hits on him, not too sure what the damage is. But he's not really catching me right now. And I don't want him to... This time I didn't climb too much because I didn't want him to engage me. I wanted him to come with me. So I can give the I-16 a 1v1. Unfortunately enough, he turned back. He went for the I-16, and instead of me trying to go back in there, because I'm expecting the Ki-61 or the Ki-61 to not kill the I-16 anytime soon, because that thing is highly maneuverable, and they're kind of focused on me as well. So I can go in there, start dogfighting, and quote unquote save the I-16, but all that will happen is that we're gonna get ourselves killed. Because we're gonna get boom and zoom. These guys are playing it smart, these guys are playing it well. And if I go in there and we start these low speed dogfights, which are only advantage, we're gonna get slapped. So in a way I'm sacrificing him, but if I went in there we probably would have sacrificed both of us, which doesn't help any of us. So I took this course of action, seems a bit dickish maybe, but I want you to know that I had the best intentions, I just wanted to win this game. And there he comes, Ki-61. I have a damaged engine, so I don't have the best climb rate. Well, I still have a really good climb rate, it's just not as good as I want it to be. He's going to be pitching up for me here. I'm trying to cool my engine down with 75% so I don't burn it. He's going to dive out. Just going to try to shoot my 7.7s. I couldn't hit him because of my compression. Hit one shot but it sparked, but it's only one 7.7, and thus he crashes. He crashes into the mountain. Not sure if it was intentional. If it was, well, screw you, and otherwise, well, shit happens. Cooling off my engine because I want to do two things here. I want to be as slow as I can because this thing becomes an absolute UFO at low speed, and I don't want to burn my engine. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen, and the moment I don't overheat anymore, it's green now, I will start wepping, and now it will overheat. It won't be much of a problem because, well, this is the last guy and I'm right on the 6, so even if I burn the engine right now, I have about a minute or 30 seconds, I'm not too sure, to actually shoot him. Some piss poor aim, managed to kill him, and that's 7, and that's game. I also kept my flaps down in that dogfight, as it kinda acts like an air brake, while it also helps with my turn rate as I'm right on his 6, and I wanted to kill him as quickly as I could. And there we go. That's the first game. Hope you like it so far, ignominious. If I pronounced that right, probably didn't. But there you have it. And here we go for the second game, if you're still around. It's a bit of a dumb one, to be honest. A lot of kills that I shouldn't have gotten. But, well, it's 9, so here you go. Enjoy it. First guy diving in, 100%. I'm gonna compress, but he doesn't see me. Just tap twice, blow his whole plane to bits, and go into the pack. And here, what do I want to go first? Obviously the Heinkel 51. I waited to go a bit to the left or to the right so that I could zoom in behind these guys. And now who do I want to kill first? Ki-27, very maneuverable, very hard to kill. I wanted to kill him as he is distracted, then I go for the 109. It's only a B model, so he's not too much of a problem. But he's on the bottom now, so I want to go for him first, because I will reach him quicker, and then I will go for the Ki-27, have some rudder compressions, shoot a bit more, set him on fire. Ki-27 is 100% going to die from that. Almost got stolen, just kill it just in time. And that's an ace in like 60 seconds, not as quite as fast as the one in the Vampire, but it's definitely up there. And that's only the first minute of the match, and the game is basically decided because I just killed 5 people, and other than that no one died yet. It did cost me half my ammo, but that's okay. Junker 87, not too much of a problem. Bit of a tank though, so I want to make sure to get a good firing solution. I will loop over, expecting him to go up or do something weird. Instead he just flies straight and then he goes up. So I guess I was right nonetheless, and you can tell that that thing literally doesn't die until I hit his pilot. I like to shoot the pilot area on planes like that, especially with planes with low caliber guns or stuff like IL-2s. I shoot an IL-2 or Junker 87s. Junker 87s, I'm sorry. I know you're right there in the comment section. I have learned from my previous mistake. And now just cleaning up. It's 6 kills. I'm just gonna be looking around. There's 4 people alive. And I don't know where anyone is. I only have 76 rounds, which isn't the most, but it's sufficient. It's doable. It's only 2 guns, so that's quite a bit of shots. That's quite a long time to burst, and I still have 500 rounds of that 7.7 as well, although not very effective. We're at low tier, so it's not too much of a problem. And now we see the first victim. We're just gonna start climbing. He's a bit of a tank, so I want to focus on the engines, because I'm not gonna rely on panning the whole fuselage and killing the pilot from behind. And I'm not too sure where the pilot is either. Well, I know he's in the cockpit, but I'm not too sure where he is exactly. So I'd rather shoot something that will actually get set on fire. Maybe shoot his engine red so he doesn't climb as well anymore. I can easily catch him. Something like that. And shooting the fuselage of a bomber with something like 7.7 and a couple of 50 cals isn't going to cut it. And here you can see the power of the helicopter. I'm just shooting my 7.7. I'm trying to hit the engines. And that's one. That's an oil leak. I'm just gonna neck G, I don't want to stolen his guns, and those 7.7s are very dangerous to this plane. So far I've only died to AA, one shotting me on fire, and gunners setting me on fire in one shot, and they're all German gunners. Well, there's only one. Others fire actually survived, but Russian or the German 7.7s are real good fire starters. And now I got enemy gunner is unconscious, and I shot the middle on the bottom, so I know he doesn't have a belly gunner anymore. So I'm just gonna keep shooting the fuselage a bit. Maybe get a pilot snipe. It didn't happen. So I go for a 50 cal, shoot the engine, set the fuel tank on fire, and then shoot the other engine with an oil leak as well. And he will not survive that. He might get stolen, but I'm gonna risk it. And otherwise I'm not gonna get this plane either. And you can see that I'm really going for that high kill game at this point. I'm really trying to maximize my results. He's on fire. He's gonna go RTB. He's basically foobar. And now I'm on this guy, the 6 of this guy. And he doesn't seem to see me, because I just dove from orbit. I'm not too sure what he's doing, but I pilot sniped him. And that's alright. And that's 7 already. And now we're going to be looking for the last 3 guys. And I'm out of ammo basically, so I want to go back to base, rearm, refuel not as much, because this thing doesn't really use a lot. And people ask me to not remove any footage anymore. And I like to have it in for inclusive matters as well, because it's a 9 kill game. I just want to have everything here. As well as the salt in chat. Don't start witch hunting him, he actually apologized. He actually subscribed, so you're probably going to watch this. You're probably going to be here. I'm sorry for clubbing the low tier area. I know it's a bit scummy. But I'm just trying to get footage. And I feel a bit bad, but at the same time it's a bit of a funny plane. It's a bit dumb. It's really dumb. So, again, you won't be seeing me at this low of a BR a lot, especially in planes like this. Maybe planes that aren't as clubby. Maybe planes people actually a bit of a challenge to fly. Then again, I'm also flying the Ki 44, the 2.0 one. Is it 2.0, 2.3? 2.0, 2.31, 2.31, the 2.31. I'm also flying that thing, which is also a bit quote unquote balanced. And unfortunately for me, there's 2 guys left, but one of them is actually going to crash, and I was a bit sad. I had 400 rounds of 50 cals and I could easily kill both of them. But there he goes. Into the ground, probably try to land. Heinkel's 111 isn't the easiest thing to land, I guess. I haven't actually flown it, so I can't tell. And then I see he bombed the base. And at this point it's
free real estate.
Just flying straight towards him. And the game is basically over, you know, it's just cleaning up. I'm just putting this in here for the people that actually can stand me for more than 12 minutes. So we got the first game, and this is basically here for my own entertainment, so to speak. And there we go. He's pretty slow, but it's not over yet. No. Just you wait to see what is this gonna do. I'm shooting the fuselage there, and I probably should have gone for the engines, but I was trying to kill the gunners. Luckily for him, no cigar for me. Pitching up here, it's only a Italian gun. You can really tell me I'm trying to shoot the gunner And there he goes, the gunner is unconscious, he's on fire, he has 2 fires on him. One in the middle engine and one on the left engine. But that gunner is just, I was really scared to get the pilot sniped at this point. But then I see how slow he is. I'm trying here to get like level on his direct right, so his gunners can't actually reach me, because he doesn't have any side gunners left. Set the other engine on fire and then pilot snipe, and then he finally goes down. I was really scared to get either pilot snipe, the AA stealing it, because he's right over the heavy flak zone, or something. I was waiting for that bullshit to happen. Luckily it didn't. And there we go, that's 9. Finally, a long time ago that happened. The last time was like, I think, top of my head, January 30th of 2018, which is quite a long time ago. But enough of that, you will see plenty of footage coming up. I'm still trying to work on these guides and I just don't know where to start, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to break my head. I'm trying to come up with something, but it's tough. This is not really my cup of tea. I like to do it, don't get me wrong, I want to do it. I'm just trying to brainstorm right now and try to find like a good way to get my points across. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I will be wishing you a very nice weekend and I will see you relatively soon.